Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to install an auto-dimming rearview mirror with Homelink in it. I'm actually going to be taking it out of my 2014 Toyota Rav4 EV because the car unfortunately is dead and nobody can seem to fix it. So I'm going to be taking it out of that because in my 2021 Toyota Rav4 Prime, the SE version, it did not come with anything special. I really missed having that Homelink and the auto-dimming mirror. I show you everything, how to do it all, which wires to tap into, but just to warn you guys, if you do this mod, you're gonna have to remove that black bezel that's around the rearview mirror that's up on the window. You'll see at the very end of the video why, but I didn't realize that until the end after I used it once. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think the benefits definitely outweigh the fact that that piece of plastic is gone. But that's it for the intro. Here we go with the installation. I really hope this helped you guys. So here I am removing this mirror. There is just one screw right there. I actually have the screw already in the next car, but you just use a Torx bit just like that, and you remove that one screw so this mirror slides right off. I tested these wires up here, and the blue one, oh, it's really hard to see, but the blue one was accessory 12 volts. The red one here was constant 12 volts, and the black one here was ground. So I'm going to be using this harness and trying to use it in my Rav4 Prime right there. You have to give this a good tug to get down. I already have it started. And then you can see the harness right up here. So I'm touching it with my fingertips. I'm going to pull out this harness and try to save as much of it as I can because I'm going to use that in the Rav4 Prime. So I'm going to pull this out right now and then bring all this stuff over to the Prime. All right, now I'm over here inside my 2021 Toyota Rav4 Prime, and in order to get to everything up here and to remove the mirror, first you have to remove this clip here. This lives right up in here. So you pop that out, and then this panel here, you have to slide downwards. You can see these clips right there. So it has to slide downward. I would put it all back together to show you guys, but with my GoPro mount right there, it was kind of a pain to get off. You probably won't have a mount here, so it will be a lot easier. But yeah, so that's how this comes off. Now that that is off, you can see the bottom of the mirror, and there's a screw right there. Well, I removed the screw already, but that's where it is. And then you just pull this out, and it's just a basic mirror. There's nothing to it in the Rav4 Prime SE. Okay, now I'm just popping off this little cover. There's a couple clips right in there. You can see them. I think it's those red things right there. So I just have one of my little tools from Harbor Freight to pop those out. And while I'm at this, I'm also going to install an interior light set, which one of my awesome viewers sent to me. He messaged me, said he had an extra set, wanted to know if I wanted it. I said, sure, that's awesome. So I'm gonna get those lights in here, get rid of these ugly amber things. So that's off. You can see the 4 clips right there. That's all it is to remove this part. Okay, I'm back in the Rav4 EV. I double checked these wires, and indeed, the white is ground, red is constant power, blue is switched accessory. So I'm going to cut these wires, not all at the same time. Don't ever just snip them like that because you'll blow a fuse somewhere. So you snip them one at a time, and then I'll wrap them all with tape and tuck it all back in here and put the light back in there. And here's my rear view mirror harness that I have extended. I use the same wire colors. These are, I believe, 22 gauge wires. I'll have a link in the description below for the wires that I use. So I'm going to connect these to the wires right here that I found. And seeing as how I'm here, I might as well begin my installation of my dash cam. This is the PowerMagic Pro that came with my Blackview 900 2-channel dash cam. This is going to be part of a future video, but seeing as how I'm here wiring this up now, I might as well do this too. Losing a little sunlight here, but I'm here testing these wires, and this white with a red stripe, that one is accessory. Well, I made a boo-boo, unfortunately. I guess every once in a while things can happen. I was stripping this wire right here, which was ground, and the wire just shredded. It's a very, very tiny wire. I've been in the car audio world, 12-volt world for decades, and I've never had a wire just shred like that. So unfortunately, I had to very carefully add a butt connector. I don't like using these things because there's not usually a physical connection. I really rather twist wires together and then crimp them, but Due to the length, this is what I had to do. It's in there pretty solid, but yeah, I kind of screwed up there, guys. Sorry. So I'm not going to use that ground anymore. I'm just not going to mess with it. This one here is going to be my ignition wire. This is a gray with a red, and you can see it here. I can't see what number pin that is, but you can see that this is your ignition wire. So what I'm going to do is, what I normally do is take a piece of wire and I poke it through that hole, and then I'll wrap the yellow wire around the ignition wire and tape it all up. So I'm going to use that for ignition, and I'm not going to use any of the rest of these wires. What I'm going to do instead is go to this harness right up here. This is for my moonroof. So if you don't have a moonroof, you probably won't have this plug here. If you do, awesome. But I'm going to use these. One is ground, one is positive. I have to look it up again to see which one it was. But this is a heavy gauge wire, and this is on a 30 amp fuse. So I'm going to use this for both my dash cam and the auto dimming mirror. If you don't have this harness and you are installing one or both of these, then you really should run wires from a fuse source, from your battery, somewhere safe. I'm not going to do that. I don't really need to do that because these wires are here and can deliver more current than I need. So that's what I'm doing for wiring. I'm going to work on that right now. Before I wrap this tape around it, I just thought I'd show you in case you haven't seen my other videos. This is how I tap wires. Don't use any of those self-tapping clips and those weird connecting things because they can compromise the wire when you pinch them down. Definitely safer to do this. All right, so I've got that all bundled back up, and I've got this wire sticking out. I think this is only about a 20 gauge wire, but that's fine because both devices aren't going to use a lot of power on the accessory wire here. We're starting to lose daylight, so I got to get this done quickly, but this is the harness for my power moonroof. The white and black right here, I tested that, and that is ground. And this black wire here is constant 12 volts. So I've got this all connected, taped. This is the harness that's going to be going towards my dash cam. And then up here, there is a spot. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little notch right in there. There's another notch right there. I assume that's probably for the wiring for an OEM auto dimming mirror and that camera that comes with the XSEs. But yeah, so I have that run through the headliner, and that's going to go right over here to the mirror. Now it's time to bundle all this stuff up. And this is obviously designed for a different car, so it's a little bit of a tight fit in here with this harness. But you can see I have the harness plugged in right there. What you have to do is slide the mirror in first, and then get up here with your fingertips, push the headliner back so that you can then get that plug in. And now that it's in, I can put the screw in and try to get the rest of the plastic on. Hopefully it all comes together, even though this mirror is different. I think it will. And there it is. And there is how you get a Homelink auto dimming rear view mirror in a RAV4 that does not include it. You can check eBay for these. These are super common in a lot of different vehicles. All you need obviously is power, ground, accessory, and you should be able to get it in here. The actual mounting to the window, it seems pretty standard in pretty much every mirror I've seen. So I wouldn't worry about that. So next, I am actually going to continue and finish up my dash cam installation. So I'll get that done, but probably not today because we're losing daylight. It'll probably have to be tomorrow. But that's it for now, guys. Hey guys, so quick thing that I have to tell you guys about. Big development. I just used this for the first time to go pick up my son, and there are a couple issues that you're definitely going to need to know about. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you guys what I discovered. So here I am looking at the mirror. You can see I have it arranged perfectly so I could see out the back window, but I had to remove this cover. The problem is this part right here, this whole corner is too thick. This mirror is larger than the old mirror, and when this was up in place, I could not get this mirror high enough to be able to look out the back window. It was kind of stuck down like that. Hey, Caleb. So it was kind of stuck down. So I had to remove that plastic trim in order to get that high enough. So unfortunately, if you do this mod in a RAV4 Prime, maybe any 2019 and up, you're not going to be able to use this. I actually personally don't think it's a big deal because this is how I'm sitting right here. This is my normal driving position, and I can't even see what's behind there unless I crouch and look up. And also, luckily, everything is black except for the label right there. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think the benefit of having this with Homelink far outweighs not having the plastic cowl. But speaking of Homelink, that is another slight issue. These buttons were programmed to my old house, and you can't use the same programming method once these are programmed to a different house or different garage door. Luckily, I do have the instruction manual for my Rav4 Prime, because that's the car I got it from. It's sitting right there. And it looks like I have to hit a certain button on the garage door opener in order to reprogram these to my new house. Well, we've been here for a few years, so it's not even that new, but I just never programmed these to the garage door here. So I'm gonna have to look into that probably tomorrow, because again, we're losing daylight here. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you have any questions at all, feel free to post them down in the comments. I read all of the comments and I respond to most of them as long as I have time. So if you have any questions or something that I missed, that I didn't cover, that you're not sure about, post it down there and I'll answer for you later. But that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.